All right, so hi everybody, welcome to what is today, May 20th, 2019. I invite, we're going to do a workout here, so for 90 minutes. So it's always nice to do a bit of a warm up before we work out. So I invite you to close your eyes along with me if you care to, or just do whatever you want to do. And I interrupted myself with the concept of just taking note of breath, which is sort of a default thing that we do to just sort of help us bring ourselves into our bodies, give ourselves a moment to kind of intentionally be present, to be here. So let's just each in our own way, in our own space, just consciously pay attention to the breaths we are receiving for a few moments. And what I'd like to just touch on this evening as a warm-up is one of the 15 concepts that we work with here, which is take responsibility. Take responsibility. I often hear myself saying when I talk about all 15 or I list them that this is nobody's favorite. It's a massive concept in and of itself. And the first thing to realize and to keep in mind, at least when you're here in spiritual workout world, is that when we're talking about taking responsibility, we are not talking about being responsible people. I think anybody who's here in a spiritual workout drop-in is a responsible person. We meet our obligations. We keep our word. We show up for work on time and pick up the kids on time and pay our bills and those kinds of things. Being responsible in that way is what it is. What we're talking about here in spiritual workout world, when we talk about this concept though, is really, to me, being responsible on a soul level. Being responsible to our soul. That is the whole spiritual part of the spiritual workout, the idea that we have a soul, that there's some piece of us, the being part of the human beings we are, to which we are, with which we are enmeshed and connected. And so when we talk about taking responsibility in spiritual workout world, we talk about taking responsibility on a soul level. So what that means a few things. It means that I'm responsible for my life. A, because I signed on the dotted line somewhere and decided to come in through biology, the biology of my birth parents, and occupy this body and have this life as Stephen, just as you did, as who you are. So I'm responsible right off the bat just for being here. So I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible not so much if somebody, something outside of me does something that I might say happened to me. So I didn't make that person or that entity or create necessarily that whole thing that resulted in my receiving something not to my liking. But I am responsible for, of course, how I respond to all that. And I'm responsible for the idea that that thing is in my life experience. If for no other reason, then I already believe here in spiritual workout also that I'm here for a reason. I got born on purpose for a purpose, and there isn't anything going on in my life that isn't for something. So while that can feel counterintuitive, especially in our culture where we have become so willing to blame other people and other things for the crap in our lives, it doesn't change the fact that that's really what we need to be doing. I don't even want to say what we need to be doing because anybody can do what they want to do. But if we're going to hang out in spiritual workout world, then we are going to take responsibility for the fact that we are having a life, for the fact that we are having the life we are having, for what shows up in our life, and for how we choose to respond to it. Those are all of the things for which we are responsible. What we are not responsible for are other people. I cannot create in your reality, so I can't be blamed for anything in your reality, nor can I take credit for anything in your reality. You are creating your life. You're responsible for that the exact same way that I'm creating mine and am responsible for mine. The moment that I stop being who I am, that I start to hold back and not speak truth and perhaps micromanage and any number of things, because I'm afraid that I'm going to quote unquote hurt your feelings. Well, now I'm taking responsibility for something I have no business taking responsibility for. If you and I are together in a relationship and the relationship is no longer serving you, and that is your truth, and you know that, don't worry about how I am going to react or respond to your truth. Just give me your truth. As human beings, all connected to one another, that's what we need and require from each other in order to then know ourselves better. So if you break up with me and I have some reaction to it, just watch me have my reaction, or go the other way, or bless me as I have it, because it is mine. That you are breaking up with me is my responsibility. I have attracted that experience into my reality, and I'm in spiritual workout world, so I know it's not by accident. That as upset as I might be, there's something in this for me. That's my responsibility. Now, I said earlier that this is nobody's favorite concept because it's responsibility. Nobody wants to take on responsibility, but I will end with this particular completion of the circle, if you will, by saying that the degree to which we are willing to take responsibility for everything that shows up in our lives is the degree to which we are empowered. If I'm going to sit here and blame you and wait for you to change and wait for you to say you're sorry and wait for you to anything, I'm completely disempowered. I'm 100% now dependent on what you say and do and when you say and do it. That never is going to feel good, and it's never going to be the quote unquote right thing if you are somebody who's intending to live as a conscious human being in alignment with who you really are. That's what you're responsible for. So let's just take a nice deep breath or two. I just took one. I'm exhaling. And just see as the minutes and hours go by, what of any of that might stick with you and resonate and feel right, and just keep it. Anything that doesn't, let it go, and let's just work out some stuff.